Hey everyone, and welcome back to World of Warships. Today, I thought we'd take a look at another one of the new PvE modes. This is Operation Raptor Rescue.
Attention engineer, restore the carrier to operational condition. Attention arsenal and aviator, deliver ammunition and resupply the Raptor air group. Over.
So what we're supposed to do is take our ships up and rendezvous with the aircraft carrier. It's in E6, I think. E7? Yeah, E7. And fight off all the incoming ships that are coming in, like that Furutaka. The Warspite's probably not the best choice for this game mode, but it's not the worst either. It's a pretty good ship, really.
Reporting the target position.
In this mode, you really want to take down the destroyers you see first. These are the ships that will cause us the most trouble, is destroyers. Especially when you get into positions where you might be waiting for the Raptor to start moving again. It's very important in this mode that you're proactive. So when it's maybe stopped for a moment behind a rock and it's waiting to, basically it's just slowing the game mode down so you can get out there, and it's actually wanting you to go out and find the next problems, the next hurdles that you have to face, the next ships that are going to try and come and destroy you. And if you don't do that, it makes this very difficult, this mode. For the most part, a lot of the teams I get, depending on how the players are going, sometimes you'll get players that try and stay with the carrier and want to stay in that healing bubble that it's got around it when the support ships get to it. The Chimaran just took a big torpedo hit there. I'm surprised it actually didn't sink. That was a big hit. I think there was two of them there too. What you want to do, you want to be proactive. You want to get out there and you want to face the enemy before it gets into a position that it can attack the ships that you're supporting. You don't necessarily have to run off across the map and find all the ships. You just got to try and make sure the way ahead of the next path is clear. Let's finish off this Myogi. Oh wow, my team anyway, not me. I'm just going to sit on this side of these rocks where the carrier is so I can spot anything that might appear on the west side of the map. That Myoko, I'm not sure why it spawned down there. I don't think there's any use for it to spawn down there, but it did anyway. I'll waste a few, and then I realized there's an Ioba just popped up there. You see how I'm probably a bit too open here. You can do this by just sitting at the bottom and then moving into cover if you need to, but I'm in a Warspite. It can take a fair bit of punishment sometimes. If you're doing this in a cruiser, you want to be careful, especially if you're in a cruiser that doesn't heal. If you get prioritized as a target, you can take a lot of damage quickly. In a lot of these game modes, destroyers can find it hard to find a niche, something that they're supposed to do. In this game mode, it's actually a lot easier for a destroyer to find something to do, because they can be used as good scouts in this mode, and it's really good if they do move out. Especially, you can see those ships that are just spawned in the south. If the destroyer can get down there to where that carrier is, or get down there beyond the rocks into that corner and spot that carrier, it makes it so much easier for the rest of the team to be able to target and provide support. And sometimes the cruisers might have to move further to the south themselves and get them into range, but that's not a problem. Cruisers are pretty fast in this game. Cleveland is probably the slowest of the cruisers, but it's still pretty quick, over 30 knots. Most things over 30 knots in this game are reasonably quick. Or quick enough for this game mode anyway.
Enemy
Raptor,
There's a good
Task
shot on
Force
the
Commander
Mayoko
here.
just then.
Working on an optimal route for you. Proceed due southwest.
See, while we've been clearing out these targets, now it's time for the Raptor to start moving after she's been repaired a bit. And more ships are going to spawn, or move into positions where, but you can see our destroyer is actually moving to the right position. He's going to spot, or she is going to spot everything that is just below those rocks, and we need that so that we can get our shots into the right places. And Warspite has probably one of the shorter range of battleships. Luckily it comes with a spotter aircraft.
Spotter airborne.
Now it's these destroyers like the Minakaze and all that. Like I said before, these are the targets you really need to prioritize, because their torpedoes are going to mess up ships. The Aoba and all the other Japanese cruisers you'll find in this game mode, they're also going to mess you up a bit with their torpedoes, but these destroyers,
Reporting the target position.
they have fast torpedoes and they can get in close without being spotted, unless you've got someone looking for them. And the idea is when the Raptor picks points to stop, and this is why I'm saying you have to be proactive, you want to get out there and you want to find those destroyers, and I'm probably repeating myself here. But if you find them, and you go after them, then this game mode becomes a lot easier. But that doesn't mean that you move far away from your group. See, I'm only moving as far away as I need to either get into range of targets or to engage targets, but I'm not moving that far away from where our ships are. Of course, sometimes you have to change course and dodge torpedoes, and that'll take you a bit further out if you're lined up the wrong way. And you're gonna see me get, this is probably as far away from the group as I get in this game, in this particular game. And it's a fair distance, it's maybe 8 or 10 kilometers away, but I'm still close enough that I can get back if I need to, because this ship is not quick. It's about 23 knots at best, and that's not fast. It's not American battleship slow, but it's not fast. I think we get a bit lucky in the spawn locations in this game. But you can see Raptor's coming to a position where she's now hiding behind a rock, and if we don't have anyone spotting the destroyers that have just come up on the map, then we're not going to know they're there, and we're not going to be able to engage them. So that's why you have to get out in front of the Raptor and look for these targets to engage. You see our Cleveland's now engaging those destroyers. And I'm turning back in, going back towards our carrier so I can reform back with the group. I don't want to stray too far away from them. And our destroyer, the destroyers are probably the ones that can get away from the group and go look for the carriers down south in this mode, particularly. Like I was saying before, because he's doing a great job. He's shadowing that carrier, and he's basically herding it over to a spot that's actually in front of us. He's probably not deliberately herding it, but that's what's happening. Now our other Cleveland, the Cleveland that's not pink, is probably getting a bit far away from his group. He wants to turn around and come back, but he wants to go after that Zui-Ho. And at this stage, it's not a big problem, because he is quick enough to get back, but he wouldn't want to go too much further than this, and I think they do, and I'm not sure what happens to him. I can't remember. Make sure dodging torpedoes that don't get to me, but still better to try and be safe. looking at the say over. This is the big problem here. This is a big open stretch of water where the carrier has to cross, the Raptor has to cross. You can see the Minakazis, they haven't been taken care of, which is a shame. And that's why there's these torpedoes coming for the group. You really want to spot those destroyers and get rid of them quick so that this isn't happening. Luckily, the ships we're escorting do try to dodge, but sometimes they just can't help it and they get hit. They're slower and less maneuverable than any ships in the game. And here I take a silly torpedo because it just sort of surprised me. I thought it was moving in a different direction. Oh well. It was a needless torpedo, but it's okay. It didn't hurt that much. Unfortunately, that was our pink Cleveland, who just turned not pink when it died.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
But as you can see, you have a pretty standard route where the Raptor's gonna go, and you just like this group that spawned just in the north. This is the main final attack group that's gonna come after you, and the Raptor's now stopped in behind these rocks. If you go in and hide behind it in those rocks, you can't see all of the other craft that are coming with, or other vehicles, or ships, I should say, that are also spawning with that group, because there's a lot more than you can see. You can only see the battleships, but there's cruisers and destroyers, and you really want to get out there and attack them and face them head on before the carrier wants to move again. That's why I'm telling my team just there in chat, you saw, that we need to get out from behind that rock and start engaging this group. And to most of their credit, they do that. And I just decide, what the hell, I'm going to move out. I've got plenty of health. I'm going to move ahead and just give them a good target to shoot at, unfortunately. And attack them myself, because I'm going to basically show the group what you should be doing. And that's what battleship commanders should be doing, is getting out there and going head to head with these guys. In fact, one of the secondary objectives is sort of a hint at what you should do in this game mode. It's a pretty good hit on that Minakazi just now. It's a hint at what you should do, because it's telling you to outrun the Raptor and reach the rendezvous point first. And what that means is, if you do that, then you're going to spot all these ships. Or whoever does that. It only has to be one ship. Spots all these ships, gives us all a target, and we get a preemptive strikes at these groups. And I'm taking a fair bit of punishment here, but like I said, this is Warspite. She can take it. This is what she was built for. Plus she's tier 6 and most of the ships we're facing are tier 5 and lower. Let's try and finish off this Kuma. Don't manage. Gets away with 700 health. It's almost just as bad as when they get away with 10 health. Just gonna let my secondaries finish him off. A teammate if they feel like it. Refocus on this Mayoki. Struck by dive bombers. I get pretty unlucky against this Mayoki. Close enough now, secondaries are ripping into him. Well, as accurate as they are. I get some good hits, but I don't manage to citadel him, which is unusual, especially for a Mayogi, because it's not the most armoured ship in the game. It's not the worst armoured, but it's not the most armoured battleship in the game. And then I see that Ryugo. Ryugo? Ryugo? Something like that. And I think, well, let's try and finish off the Tatsuda, which is another of the secondary objectives. That Mayo isn't gonna do enough damage to me to destroy me at this stage. Congo's got better shots on me though. Probably giving a bit too much broadside to him. My secondaries finish off the Mayogi. But I want to get this Ryujo. Just one more secondary we've got ticked off in this game. And so I let one more salvo fire at him. Then I look over to see where the Congo is, but the Congo's not a threat. He's moving away pretty fast now. And there we go, finished off the aircraft carrier with a citadel. It's always the way it goes. And I also managed to get the Outrun Raptor secondary by moving into the circle. Now all we have to do is wait for the Raptor to get here. Just try and put some more shots into the Congo. So I think it's the only enemy ship out there now. Got nothing more to do than wait. The AI is pretty accurate in these games. Even when you're playing a destroyer, some of them could be really accurate shots, even if you're maneuvering like crazy. There we go, Raptor's in the circle, and this mission is finished. 5 stars. Like I said, it's not so hard as long as you're doing the right things. So what did we get? Assistant. Cause damage to at least half of the enemy ships and successfully complete the operation. Not bad. And C star, which you get for completing all of the secondary objectives. I think I've gotten one for this one and one for the Aegeus. The other 2 campaigns are a lot harder. Managed to top the team, which wasn't bad. We were all pretty good, really. They all did their job, really. We managed to come out of it with a pretty good result. I hope you all enjoyed this look at Raptor Rescue, and I'll catch you all next time.